So it's Friday, but before we get into the main title of the video, here's some quick related PS5 game news updates. In addition to Horizon Forbidden West scheduled for release this fall, Gran Turismo 7 and God of War Ragnarok, tentatively 2022 releases, will also be PS5/PS4 cross-gen releases, whipping up quite a storm of controversy on social media over the past 24 hours. Now, we already knew Sony PlayStation exclusive Horizon Forbidden West would be coming to both PS5 and PS4, and we received some extra detail that clearly shows the differences between the last and new-gen versions of Guerrilla Games' Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. So exclusive to the PS5 version of the game only: advanced water effects, advanced skin shaders, advanced geometry, improved high-res textures, extended LOD, that's level of detail or draw distance if it makes more sense to you, advanced cinematic quality lighting, ray tracing, 4K fidelity mode, 60 FPS performance mode, and SSD ultra-fast loading, as well as advanced DualSense support. Apparently, Sony have really nailed DualSense functionality for this game with the haptic and adaptive triggers. You'll feel everything. And more PS5 specific only features not possible on last gen PS4 hardware. Indeed, Guerrilla Games has dialed up the PS5 version and it still barely uses many of the PS5 RDNA 2 GPU capability and other next gen features. Guerrilla Games have also promised the PS4 version will also run great. Now, this leaves Returnal and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart as the only true bona fide first-party PS5 exclusives this year, much to the anger of many. Some have even gone as far as accusing Sony of lying about PS5 and its "we believe in generations" mantra. But is it really as simple as that? Now, I myself had already tweeted my thoughts on the subject yesterday, but lo and behold, predictably, many YouTubers have run with this "Sony lied" nonsense, and it obviously is for clicks, because many of these YouTubers know better, but still decided to jump on the controversy bandwagon like the gutter press of gaming they are. Now, the whole entire PS5 and PS4 cross-gen thing doesn't even need to be damage controlled, just the facts need to be relayed, and relay it I will. You see, there are a number of reasons as to why Sony's hand was forced to make the decision to release games on PS4 in addition to the superior PS5 versions. Number one, yes, Sony indeed said, "we believe in generations," and that was for PS5. This is indisputable, but that was before the pandemic and subsequent semiconductor shortages that go into building these console products. Number two, as a direct result, there simply isn't enough PS5 stock to go around, and from a business perspective, it would be financially irresponsible to release multi-million-dollar, big-budget AAA games on a small but growing PS5 install base, especially when you've got over 115 million PS4 units out in the wild. Number three, Sony just cannot manufacture enough PS5 units to make a profit on PS5 exclusives individually because there is a global chip shortage. Therefore, Sony must prolong PS4's life cycle by way of cross-gen releases. I believe pre-pandemic, pre-chip shortage, Sony had every intention to release more PS5 only games, but that became unrealistic in light of world events. Now, the long and short of it is, Sony Corp exists to make money. Which part don't people understand? After everything I've just said, if people are still mad about cross-platform PS4, PS5, well, I have no choice but to draw the conclusion these people are business illiterate. Don't just take my word for it. Source via GamesIndustry.biz in an article published by Christopher Dring titled "It's Vital Sony Maintains its PlayStation 4 Support." Now, I'm only going to regurgitate the key points of the article, so you can peruse via the provided link if you want to read more. So yesterday, PlayStation let slip that some more of its upcoming PS5 games will be launching on PS4. Joining Horizon Forbidden West will be the next God of War and Gran Turismo 7. The internet is unhappy about it, to say the least. Now, there's this notion that if a new generation game is playable on an older console, then it's not truly a new generation game. It's a belief that has somewhat been referenced by PlayStation chief Jim Ryan, who said that it was time to give customers something new that can only be enjoyed on PS5 in response to Xbox's strategy of making games cross-generational. Well, what a bad move that turned out to be, because it has aged poorly. Now, Sony's decision to actively support PS4 seems to contradict its original plan to upgrade customers as quickly as possible to PS5, but what better reason not to upgrade than the fact that most of the new games are available on your existing machine? But the games industry has changed significantly since that was the vision, and Sony is wise to keep supporting its older hardware. The thing is, PS4 is being played more than it ever was. During the pandemic, Sony saw new customers come into the market and lapsed gamers return to the console once again. Suddenly, the firm has a huge new audience to speak of. Now, you can't expect that new group of gamers to jump to PS5 straight away, do you? So it's now on Sony to keep that audience engaged with its older platform, so that one day in the future, they do indeed transition to PS5, as soon as they're available. Now, the best way to keep an audience engaged is to give them new things to play, and if Sony has some big games it can get running on PS4, then it would be foolish not to. In fact, as the industry works out how to keep hold of these new customers once the pandemic is over, it's imperative that Sony keeps bringing games to the PS4 in the near future. Now, Sony has done an impressive job in terms of getting as many PS5s to the market as it has, and there's little doubt that it had originally hoped to deliver a lot more PS5s to customers. Now, the semiconductor shortage is doing its best to slow down the generational transition, so once again, it is vital that PS4 owners are getting looked after. And then there's the economic fallout, which may impact some gamers' ability to upgrade to the newer device. Perhaps not, that Sony always planned to release Gran Turismo 7 and the next God of War on PS4, but recent world events only cements that decision as the right one. Now, the reality is people want the best version of these games. Spider-Man Miles Morales is more popular on PS5 than PS4, and that will be true of Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7 and God of War. It's the difference between watching the new Marvel movie at the cinema compared to getting it on Disney+. The hardcore fans will want the big screen experience, but as the film industry also discovered during the pandemic, there's a huge opportunity in the TV space. Now, the global pandemic has changed things for the games industry. It's made things trickier, it's slowed things down, but it's also opened up the business to a whole host of new customers, and it's right for PlayStation, indeed its competitors and partners, to adapt to this new reality. And that's where the article ends. Interesting points there. Now, here's the thing, most people can't get a PS5 anyway, so I don't understand why some people aren't happy they still get to enjoy PlayStation exclusives, at least for the time being, on a PS4 and just keep it gaming. And for every Sony lied video you see on YouTube, for every Sony deceived us headline you see in online articles, for every rabid fanboy forum that accuses Sony of deception, lying, misleading gamers, what have you, it seems completely nonsensical, acutely illogical, and indeed foolish to hold Sony or any other manufacturer's feet to the fire for something totally beyond its control. Longtime friend of Foxy Games UK and YouTuber DC Nerd, formerly DarkCloud1983, so elegantly said it best, and if he'll allow me to piggyback off of that sentiment, stop the blood clot crying. Though what say you? Go ahead, sound off, share your thoughts and opinions on today's news. See, you brought the Jamaican out in me, because that unfortunately brings us to the end of the video, but let's continue the discussion in the video comments. And for all your gaming news, rumor and plausible speculation, yes, hit the like button, of course subscribe, hit that notification bell, and yeah, help us reach more gamers, so sure, feel free to share the video. Now, consider supporting Foxy Games UK via Patreon. You'll find a link in this video's description. Thank you for the extra support. That concludes our time together on this Friday. Thanks for hanging out, enjoy the weekend, and until next time, play games, not corporations.